Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Hey, what's happening? Welcome to SBRforum.com. In this video, we're taking a look at the second round playoff series between the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. Now, this is going to be a dandy. Got an original 6 rivalry between these two teams. These guys hate each other. This is a very, very bitter rivalry between these two teams. You take a look back at a couple of playoffs ago when Boston went all the way to win the Stanley Cup. Remember, the Montreal Canadiens were an underrated team at that time. They pushed the Bruins to the brink. They went to Game 7 overtime, and I think we're going to have a similar series in this one. These two teams are very evenly matched. However, you got to lay a lot of juice with the Boston Bruins if you want to bet them to win this series, and I think that's a little bit too much. This series should be a pick. It really should be. Maybe about minus 120, minus 130 for Boston because of the home ice advantage. But realistically, you got to take a look back at this series, i.e. the regular season matchup. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, Detroit, won, most of the matchups with Boston, and Boston pummeled the Bruins, or Boston pummeled the Red Wings in the first round. In other words, that regular season series didn't matter when it came to the playoffs. But Montreal's regular season dominance over Boston does matter. You take a look back over the last couple of years, you got the Canadiens, who have won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Now remember, Boston had a 12-game winning streak at this point, at the latter stages of the regular season. They were playing about as good as can be, and they ended up playing a 13th game in that streak against Montreal, and the Habs were the team that ended that fiery run. So Montreal's definitely more than capable of upending the Bruins, and I actually think they will. I'll tell you why. There's one key stat for me here, and that's the fact that Tuukka Rask has 3 wins in 16 career starts against the Montreal Canadiens. That's simply not going to cut it. We're talking about a Vezina Trophy winner, candidate. He's got to play awesome, and I think he'll play better than those numbers indicate. But the Habs are obviously confident playing against him. Although he can stymie a lot of other teams, for whatever reason, Montreal just seems to have his number. And the Habs have the Bruins' number in general here. Boston's a big physical team. Usually they can muscle up against anybody, but against Montreal, it doesn't seem to work out that way for some reason. The Habs have speed, and that gives the Bruins a lot of problems. That's something that Toronto brought to the table as well. They had a lot of speed up front in the postseason last year and gave the Bruins a big scare. So I think that's a factor. You also got the fact that Boston's played a lot of hockey. Remember, they went to the final last year. Now they're in the second round of the playoffs this year. A lot of hockey for them. You got the fact that the Habs are confident. They have the series history on their side. I like them. I really do. You got plus 200 on the odds. It really is a good spot to take a shot with them. Plus 200 definitely says that they're a long shot, but realistically, guys, I think we're looking at about 50-50, if not something like 55-45 for Montreal in this series. I'm that confident. I think that they can pull this off. Thanks for watching this video right here at SBRforum.com. Again, I like the Habs. I'm going to say Montreal in 6. I think the Habs get it done. They'll protect home court advantage or home ice advantage in Game 6 and seal the Bruins' fate. Thanks for watching this video. We'll talk to you again soon.